So in this slot I'll speak about the, we call the stretching technique. That's a technique within voice dialogue facilitation. So we have spoken about the consciousness model, and that we know there's an awareness level, we know there are parts, and we know there's an aware ego. So if we engage a part, the voice dialogue facilitation, you can say that very important is to see the part like separate from the ego position. So if you talk to, let's say, a controller, the idea is to see it as if it's the only person in the world, and to get to know it as if it's a new meeting, and then to really go with the energy of this part, as if you meet a new person on a party or somewhere. So who is this? What does he or she like to do? How does she move? And we go with this in a more, we're not just looking at the information, but we look at the energy, and it's like trying to help it develop more, so-called stretching it. And then we see, when this works well, that the part, it becomes like a person that goes in a direction, and this is the stretching technique, in the direction of a force even behind the part. Theoretically, you could say this is the archetypal level, the level of instinct from which the part is born in the first place. Okay? So the controller, when we follow it, it may be the god of time and Saturn or Kronos. If we go with the pusher in this way, the subpersonality that pushes us, that makes us read books and go to courses and whatever it does. If we go with that part, from a pusher it may be stretched and you feel there's a force, a dynamic force, like a warrior. So it goes in the direction of the archetype. If we work with the pleaser, the part that's always looking for harmony, maybe when we stretch it there may be a part that's very, not only sensitive to energy, but it likes harmony and beauty. In other words, it could be Aphrodite, the goddess, of love and connection. So in our work, we know that behind the subpersonalities, there's a source of energy on each level. And we get there through just being with the subpersonality that's there. So from there on, we speak about stretching. So there's a lot of magic in each of the parts. We speak to the, let's say, the hurt child. If the hurt child can fully be there, the hurt dissipates and it becomes just a vulnerable child. And from a vulnerable child, it may have a connection with the soul. It could be the window to the soul. It would maybe a little Buddha sitting on the couch suddenly. And this is one of the amazing things in voice dialogue, if you work with it in an energetic way. And so we call this stretching, and in order to learn this, what you need is to get some session with an experienced facilitator, that you experience yourself what it means to be addressed in such a way that the subpersonality can fully develop and blossom and come to an essence. So it's a transformation as well. Stretching.
Do you want to learn more about yourselves? Start your free mini class at learnvoicedialogue.com.